Hello and be welcome to another episode of Let's Develop Conway's Game of Life. Today I want to present you a little Eclipse plugin that I recently came across, and that plugin is called MoreUnit. You can easily install MoreUnit from the Eclipse marketplace. So you open the marketplace and just search for MoreUnit. Let me install that quickly. Confirm. I probably have to confirm some license agreement, right? Of course, I read that all down here and finish. I'm a quick reader. And while he installs, let me tell you what MoreUnit actually does for us. The plugin provides a couple of shortcuts that we can use when working in test-driven development or when working with tests in general, and that make it easier to work with the tests. So let's have a look at how that actually works. So for example, when I go into one of my classes here, okay, there's even another change. I didn't actually know that. You see that little green bar up here at the class? This means that MoreUnit found a test class accompanying this production class here that it automatically linked the class to. So the universe is linked to the universe test and the cell is linked to the cell test. Which means that now that I'm here, just open the universe class, I can now jump back and forth between the universe and the universe test using Command J or Control J. Control J. So I only tested that on Windows before. That's Control J. Apparently it's also Control J on a Mac. So I can switch back and forth between these classes just using Control J. Of course, I can do the same for the cell test. Another quite nice thing is that I can execute the tests now using Control R. As you can see, yeah, always my firewall's moving in, but you can see I just hit Control R and it executed the universe tests. I can do the same from the universe class. So when I hit Control R in the universe class, it will also execute the universe test automatically. Okay. As far as I see it, there are some other things that MoreUnit does for us in terms of generating tests. So if I create a new file, a new class here, just call it foo for the sake of demonstrating this, I should be able to use MoreUnit to generate an accompanying test. Yeah, we see here in the MoreUnit context menu, Control J as I showed you, Control R as I showed you, and now we can do Control U apparently to generate a test case. Let me try that out. Control U will generate a test case, use JUnit4, source main Java. This is the wrong one, source test Java. So this didn't work. Maybe you can configure that. Maybe I'll try that out but I guess offline. Foo test automatically generated the name. Class under test is foo. What can I do here? Okay, I can even mock dependencies automatically. MoreUnit supports EasyMock, JMock2, JMockit, and Mockito. Mockito is what I'm usually using. And I even have the selection or the choice between different variants, so I can generate Mockito mogging with annotations, which we'll probably use the Mockito JUnit runner. There's a deprecated style for all Mockito versions. Without annotations, we'll probably do some manual injection stuff, and I can do it with PowerMock. I guess this is what I would use most, but I would try out this here once just to see what it does. Currently we don't have any dependencies to mock away, so we skip that. And then I can apparently create test method stubs. But since I haven't implemented any method, okay, let me cancel that and let me say that foo actually has a constructor that gets in a universe. So we have something to stub away, assign that to a parameter. Didn't add the braces. And then we want to have some method here, public boolean is universe not null, whatever. Not implementing too much logic here, but just for the sake of demonstrating the features, I could say return universe not equal to null. Save that real quick and then go back to the test generation thing. So Control U. We had that test here. Go to next. Now Mockito. I want to try out the one without annotations. Yes, please stop this away. Next one, I want to test the isUniverse thing and then finish and see what happens. A foo test has been created, and in fact it does not compile, probably because I don't have Mockito on my class path. Control J to switch to the test class. Yeah, it's exactly what I figured. I don't have Mockito on my class path, but since I'm in a Maven project, I can easily change that. Give me a second. Dependency at Mockito. Search for it. Where are you? Org Mockito U202 beta has test dependency at save. And now this should be better. No, it's not. Can I quick fix that? Now I have the mock annotations, but I don't have the mock method as a possibility to import. So we want to add static import stuff. Content assist, where's this? Favorites, right? New type, browse mock. Is it Mockito? I think Mockito is the class name. So I can statically import these. Yeah, right. So now this should work. So it let's have a look at this test. It automatically generated a field here and initializes that field with a mock of a universe. And then it's created in at before, so setup method where it generates my class on the test and passes in the dependency. I must admit I don't really like that, because that means that the mock is reused in all the tests, which might cause interdependencies between the tests, because if I set up the mock, configure the mock in one test, then the next test will use the same configuration. Anyways, other thing it created is a test method with the same name as the one method I want to test. Okay, would probably change that. Anyways, I'm going to delete that real quick because I want to try out the alternative generator using the Mockito annotations. Again, test here, next, Mockito with annotations again, and for the same constructor, then I just finish. This time I can directly switch over, and we can see that I was right with my assumptions. It uses the JUnit, Mockito JUnit runner to execute the test, which means that we can just inject dependencies with this add mock annotation, which will automatically generate the universe for us. I must admit now that I'm not sure if this behaves the same way as the explicit variant, which means that this is injected only once in the creation of the test class, or if this is injected fresh for every new test run. I should look that up eventually and maybe give you that information. Maybe when I get to part in the development where we'll use mocks, I can add some more information about Mockito. I think that's not part of this episode right now. Yeah, and this mock is injected actually into the instance that's also automatically created here. Okay, anyways, I think I've gone on long enough about this plugin. I will use it throughout the next episodes and see if it's really worth it. And maybe if you guys have the same problem as me, that you don't like clicking around, you give the plugin a try and tell me what do you think about it. If you liked that episode, please give me a thumbs up. If not, drop me a comment, send me a message, tell me what you think. And I thank you very much for watching this episode and following me along, and I hope to see you next time.